Welcome to my presentation. In this presentation, let us see how we can solve simple examples using the laws of exponents. Let us say we have an example of this type. We want to simplify this particular expression. We want to simplify 8, a to the power of -1, b to the power of +4 divided by 4, a to the power of 3, b to the power of 2, and this whole thing is raised to the power of -3. So we will use the laws of exponents and then simplify this, and then we will write them out in these simple steps. Step number 1, since we have similar terms inside the brackets, we will write them one below the other as follows. 8 over 4 are similar terms. A to the power of -1 and a to the power of +3 in the denominator, those are similar terms. And then we have b to the power of 4 and b to the power of 2. This whole thing is raised to the power of -3. And then we can simplify this further as follows. Since 8 is the multiples of 4, 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, and therefore we can write this one as follows. 2 times, I'll bring the a to the power of -1 to the denominator and then write it out as follows. 1 over a to the power of +1 times a to the power of 3, which is already in the denominator, and then in the next term I have b to the power of 4 in the numerator, and then I have b to the power of 2 in the denominator, so I'll bring it out to the numerator, and that changes sign to a -2, and this whole thing is raised to the power of -3. First we will simplify the terms inside the brackets, and then we will apply the exponent -3 to each one of the terms inside the brackets. So now we'll start to simplify these terms. As step number 2, we'll call that as step 2. Since we have similar terms, we can write this one as follows. 2 times 1 over, since the base terms are the same, we'll write the base term once, and then we'll add the power terms. 1 plus 3 is equal to 4, like that. And in the b terms, since the bases are the same, we write the base once, and we combine the power terms. 4 minus 2 will be equal to 2, and this whole thing is raised to the power of -3, like that. And then therefore we can now apply the -3 to every one of the terms inside the brackets, and therefore we can write that as follows. 2 to the power of -3, 1 over a to the power of 4, this whole thing raised to the power of -3, and then we have b to the power of 2, this whole thing is raised to the power of -3, and therefore we will write that as step number 3, and in here we will simplify that as we go. So 2 to the power of -3, I can write that as 1 over 2 to the power of +3. I'm expressing the negative exponent as a positive exponent by bringing it down to the denominator. And in here, this next term, since I have if I have a over b, and if that is raised to the power of -m, this is the same as saying b over a to the power of m. So therefore I'm going to just rewrite this one as follows. I can write this one as a to the power of 4 divided by 1. This whole thing is raised to the power of +3, and then the b term, we're just going to use the power term and then multiply that out, since a to the power of m raised to the power of n is going to be equal to a to the power of m times n. This is going to be b to the power of 2 times -3, which will be -6. Therefore, when we put all of these together, it is going to be as follows. We'll write that as step number 4. Step number 4. 2 to the power of 3 is going to be 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 8. Right? So 1 over 8 is the first term, and then we have a to the power of 4 times 3, which will be equal to 12, divided by 1 times 1 to the power of 3 is 1 times 1 times 1, so therefore it is still 1. And then here we have b to the power of negative 6. I can express this as 1 over b to the power of positive 6. Therefore, if I were to put all of this together, our answer is going to be as follows: a to the power of 12 divided by 8 times b to the power of 6. That is where we want to leave it, and this is our answer. This is the way we want to be able to apply the laws of exponents to be able to simplify problems of this nature. In my next presentation, we shall look at more examples using laws of exponents.